Okay, good morning. We got about a minute here to wait, a little less than a minute. I'm just going to give everyone a chance to get in here live if they want to. While you're waiting, you can subscribe so that I can beat Ottenbright. I'm beating him by 5 or 6 right now, so a few more subscriptions would be very helpful. But maybe about 20 seconds and we'll get started. Okay, so we're moving on to module 101, and in binary that's 1, the 2 is a no, the 4, module 5. Okay, if else switch cases. Now, this is a very short little module. I don't necessarily know if I need to have it in here or not, but it is something that ends up on the AP exam, so I should throw it in there. I don't necessarily agree that switch cases are a better way of presenting options in an if statement, but I'm going to show you how to use it. It is a little bit cleaner just in the fact that you don't have to use as many curly braces. So let's get into it real quick. It's just 2 pages. The first one here shows you, this is a standard if, else if option. So if we're going with the days of the week, we have to say if day 1 equals 1, print Sunday. And then we say else if day 2, print Monday. Else if day 3, print Tuesday. And you continue to go else if all the way through. The switch case is not that much better. The syntax maybe is a little bit simpler. I'm not 100% sure the big draw on using the switch when you look at it. Okay, so this is just the difference in terms of what a switch case will look like. It's relatively the same. You establish your variable, give it a value, and then you set up, you say switch, and then you put the name of your variable in here. Okay, and whatever the value of your variable in your switch is, it looks for the case related to that, and then it carries out whatever action you have. So in this case, when case equals 1 of variable day, it's going to print out Sunday. Okay, so I think I have the rest of it here. Okay, so when int day equals 3, it's saying switch day. The switch automatically has it look and see what the value of day is. So that variable carries a value of 3. It's going to look down to case 3 and it's going to print out Tuesday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Day 3 of the week is Tuesday. And you can see this is the exact code that you would use to use a switch case. Is it cleaner? Yeah, I guess it's a little bit cleaner than the if else's look. Is it massively cleaner? Not really. Okay, at the end of each case, you have to use the keyword break, and your else if default. So the default is if any of your cases are not used. So right now we have case 1 to 7. If the value of day, so if the value of your switch variable is anything other than the number of cases that have been included, that's when you use default. So this is one spot that I do like the switch case a little bit easier. The syntax is simpler to create that, that the users are always idiots. So you tell a user, enter a number between 1 and 7, they'll enter dog. So if they enter dog, it's easier to set up that incorrect entry by the user. Okay, so that's the end of the actual lesson. I have some examples I want to go through actually inside Eclipse. So here is our if else option. That's exactly from the lesson, exactly the same way. So when I run that lesson, or so when I run that program, the value of day is 3. It should print out Tuesday for us. Okay, so it prints out Tuesday. If I change the value of day to be 5, it's now going to print out Thursday. And then if I change the value of day to something outside of the range, it prints out, yeah, see that exactly. This is one spot where the switch is. I don't have an else set up in this one for if they enter something wrong. Now when we go to the switch example, It takes up less lines of the code, a little bit cleaner, but it has this default option in here, and the option's there with the else ifs as well. I think this was just a little bit simpler. So when I run this one, the value of day is 4, so it prints out case 4, which is Wednesday. If I give it a number outside of the option and I run it, that default takes over and says pick a valid number. Okay, so I have an inheritance section set up here as well. The runner and sub setup. So I just created this one. Rather than me type it as we go, you can pause it and look at what I've done to create it. I create my my method here called set choice, and then I have a method called bear and respond. And inside bear and respond, the switch variable I'm going to be using is user choice. So the method is going to be populated with data from the set choice option within the runner. The runner will send the data into set choice. User choice now has a value, whatever the user chose, okay, and it fits with num1, okay, and then switch user choice comes in here, and then it just determines whatever case you've set up. And you can see I've got some incredibly apt NHL statements in here that are not subjective. These are actually facts. Okay, so when I come into my runner statement, I've got my scanner set up. I create my object here, and then I reference or I call my two methods. I call my set choice, and I establish the value of A. That's whatever the value of A is, that's what I'm setting to my subclass. And then I run my bear and respond method, which is what includes my switch cases. And then it just continues to do that over and over again. Okay, so when I run it here, it's going to ask me the prompt that I have set up in my runner. So I'm asking in the runner, pick a team, 1 for the Canucks, 2 for the Penguins, 3 for the Oilers, 4 for the Leafs. I'm going to remove this one. I was messing around with it earlier. Okay, so when I run this right now, it says pick a team, 1 for the Canucks, 2 Penguins, 3 Oilers, 4 Leafs. So I've prompted to enter something, so I enter 1. So now the value of int A is 1. And you can see here, when I use my object for the set choice section, I'm sending whatever the value of A is. This for loop right here establishes what the value of A is. Okay, and you can see it there. Int A equals next input. I now have a value in my integer A. I call the method set choice, send whatever is in A into set choice, and then I run my method bear and respond with that switch case. Okay, so I've now chosen 1. I send it back to the subclass. 1 comes in here for num1. User choice equals num1. So I have user choice. The value of user choice is now 1. So in my switch cases, this is where the 1 comes into the switch. It grabs whatever case 1 is, and it's going to print great choice cup contenders. Okay, so when I run, sorry, I'm going to hit enter on here. It says great choice cup contenders. Because I have the value of A set up in a for loop, it's going to continue to loop over and over again. I didn't make a termination point in my loop. You should probably do that if you're using user input. I just didn't do it for simplicity. Okay, do what I say, not what I do. So I can pick a second time. I pick number 2. Okay, it sends number 2 into num1. User choice equals num1. When I call my bear and respond method, the value of user choice is now 2. Case 2 has this output, great choice, my daughter's favorite. And you can see in the console, that's what it says here, great choice, my daughter's favorite. Okay, so it goes over and over and over again. Now I want to show you the default You can see I have the default set up here. So if the user picks anything other than case 1, 2, 3, or 4, it's going to print out you were supposed to pick a number from 1 to 4 Brainiac. Maybe don't make fun of your users in the actual outputs. I'm all for making fun of users where they can't see it, but again, this is for you to see, not an actual user, so it's another situation where we're in do what I say, not what I do. So I'm going to make fun of my user here when I run this program, and I'm going to pick 9, which isn't one of the options in the switch, and it says you were supposed to pick a number between 1 and 4 Brainiac. Okay, that's a switch case doing basically the exact same thing the elifs will do. Yes, it's cleaner. I think, yes, it's a little bit simpler, but you are learning a new syntax in order to make it work. It's up to you. I would never take marks off for you using a switch case instead of an elif. They're both effective. They're both efficient. The switch case is just slightly a little bit cleaner, a little bit more efficient, and you can get things done in just a slight less number of lines. So it's up to you whether you want to use switch cases or elifs, but I wanted to show it to you because it is something that you have to understand if you end up going to AP. They will probably expect you to use switch cases rather than elifs, but I'll leave that for now until we get until those people actually get into the AP. So that's it for this lesson. I want to remind everybody that now that we have done lesson 13, you should be moving into those assignments for lesson 13. So when we go down to module 5, okay, we only have one assignment in this module, assignment 30, response to user choice. There's a quiz and test 5 related to that. Okay, so this is where you should be. You should be moving into assignment number 30. You know, if you're still working between assignments 26 to 29, you're in a good spot. Anything less than that, you need to take some time and commit to the course to get yourself caught up. These assignments don't take an incredibly long time, but you need to get them finished. So remember, at any time, if you're having issues and you can't figure something out, ask me a question. If I can't answer it by email, I'll try answer it by email first. If I can't do that, I can set up a Teams meeting. I can show you my screen. I can go through what's causing you issues through the Teams meeting. Totally up to you, but don't stop working because you can't get past the problem. All right? I will do my best to try and lead you through that problem without giving you the answer directly. But this is the point right now where we've only got, you know, January 22nd, I think, is one of the last days of classes. So we've only got a couple weeks to get through this. So you should have already been giving 2.5 hours a day to the course. If you're not working in that assignments 26 to 29, you're probably going to have to give a few more hours to it to get yourself caught up. Okay, as always, email when you have questions, and that's it for today. Have a good one.